Hey, what is up, you guys? You're watching Team APS, and today we are pitting the Mermail Atlantean deck against the Fire Kings deck. This one's gonna be fun because these two decks actually canonically are opposed to each other in the Yu-Gi-Oh lore, so we thought that we would reenact that battle in an actual video. So yeah, we think it'll be a pretty good time. Fair warning, we're not, absolute experts with these decks, so we're not really gonna be playing them perfectly, but I think it'll still be a really good time, and we do a lot of theme duels like this, so if you like them, give a thumbs up on this, check out the other ones, subscribe. Let's get to the duel. All right, guys, so here it is. The long-awaited, lore-inspired theme duel.
Hot versus wet.
Yeah. Fire Kings versus Atlanteans. This one's gonna be fun. We have done a little bit of playtesting and practice for this, but fair warning.
The chains get long. There will be very few open game states.
Also, we're not experts with these decks by any means. Misplays will be made.
I did not win a regional with this deck.
Yeah, we're just trying to have some fun, relax. If we make a few mistakes, it'll be fine, I promise. However, we will try our best to do it all correctly, because I know the last duel, people didn't care too much for that, so.
We'll try and clean it up. Let's roll some dice.
High roll.
Ooh,
got a 5, or
11
actually.
Got a 5.
Yeah, looked like a 5. I don't know, it looked like something.
All right, here comes 12.
Oh, you actually
okay,
got
I tied
11
it up.
too, okay.
All right, here we go. This is the real match, y'all.
Ooh, a 4, yuck.
Don't roll less than 4. Should be easy, but you never know.
6. Well, not even that much higher.
I'll go first.
Let's have a good one. Drop a like in the video and let us know which deck you think's gonna win. It's honestly a bit of a mystery, I have no clue.
Activate Tenki. I'm going to search for a Beast Warrior monster. My Fire King avatar, Rangbali. Normal summon, Legendary Fire King, Ponix. Activate its effect to search for a Fire King spell or trap. The Sanctuary. Next, I'll activate Sanctuary. And you know what it does? Sets the island, or not sets, it places the Fire King island. Now I will activate the effect of my Fire King Island. I can destroy one of my Fire King monsters and search a Fire King card or monster to my hand. So I'm going to destroy my Ponix and add to my hand my Fire King Courtier, Volcanix. New chain! So Ponix was destroyed, that means I can activate my Rangbali in hand and my Sacred Fire King Garunix, who both can special summon themselves when my Fire Kings are destroyed. We'll do chain links 1 and 2, so Garunix will summon itself, and so will Rangbali. And then another new chain, on summon, my Garunix can destroy a Fire King from my field, hand, or deck. And it'll gain half of that monster's attack, only for this turn, so it's not too relevant right now. I'll destroy my Volcanix, which means another new chain. So Volcanix gets to activate when it's destroyed. It will special summon the old Garunix from my deck. So I'll summon my Fire King High Avatar, Garunix. And last but not least, I'll set one card from my hand face down. I end my turn.
All right, I'll draw for my turn. I'm gonna go to my standby phase.
During your standby phase, because my Ponix was destroyed by a card effect, it actually gets added back to my hand.
I'm gonna go to my main phase now. I'll normal summon my Neptibus, the Atlantean Prince. So, it doesn't actually do anything when it's normal summoned, so do you have a response to it?
No.
All right, then I'm gonna activate its effect. I can send an Atlantean monster from my deck to the graveyard as a cost. It's gonna be my Mermail Shadow Squad to add an Atlantean monster from my deck to my hand. Atlantean Dragoons. Now, Mermail Shadow Squad is going to activate. Since it was sent to the graveyard to activate a water monster's effect, I can special summon a level 4 or lower Atlantean or Mermail monster from my deck. Mermail Abyss Pike. So when Mermail Abyss Pike is normal or special summoned, I can discard a water monster to the graveyard to add a level 3 water monster from my deck to my hand. So I'm gonna go ahead and activate that effect by discarding Atlantean Dragoons. Mermail Abyss Gun from my deck to my hand. I'm going to use the effect of Atlantean Dragoons. It was sent to the graveyard to activate a water monster's effect. You better get used to it, bud.
Yeah.
We're gonna be adding a Sea Serpent monster from my deck to my hand. Mulan Glacia, the Elemental Lord. And finally, I say as though like it's anywhere close to the end of what's gonna happen to you.
You have 6 cards in that hand, you're not done.
I've got 7 actually. Okay, next we're going to activate the effect of Abyss Rhine, the Atlantean Spirit. I can tribute this card from my hand or field and an Atlantean or Mermail monster from my hand or field. I'll get to take a level 7 fish, sea serpent, or aqua monster from my deck, and either add it to my hand or special summon it. We're going to send Neptibus, the Atlantean Prince. I'm going to get Mermail Abyss Teus to my hand. In a new chain, Neptibus will also activate its effect. Since it was sent to the graveyard to activate a water monster's effect, I can target one of my Atlanteans in the graveyard. This time it's going to be Atlantean Dragoons and special summon it. And now, it's time to finally reach into the extra deck. I'm going to overlay Atlantean Dragoons and Mermail Abyss Pike for Bahamut Shark.
I'm gonna use my Fire King Sanctuary. Since
This
you
is what I was
special
waiting
summon the
for.
monster, I can perform an Xyz summon. I'll summon my Garunix Eternity, Hyang of the Fire Kings. When my Garunix Eternity is summoned, it will destroy all other monsters on the field.
That's gonna have to unfortunately be fine. Goodbye, Bahamut Shark. It was fun.
Goodbye, my wrong Bali. Do you have anything to chain there, or new chain?
I have nothing right now.
Then I can activate my legendary Fire King, Ponix.
Oh yeah, that's
Because the
true.
Fire King was destroyed, I can special summon Ponix from my hand and activate its effect. I get to search for a Fire King spell or trap. Fire King Skyburn.
What next? I'll use the effect of Mermail Abyss Teus. I'll discard one other water monster, my Mermail Abyss Gun, and special summon my Mermail Abyss Teus. It'll activate its effect. I can add a level 4 or lower Mermail monster from my deck to my hand, and Mermail Abyss Gun, since it was discarded, can also activate its effect. I can target a Mermail in my graveyard, except herself, of course, and special summon it. Abyss Shrine, the Atlantean Spirit.
I activate the best Fire King card.
Oh, there's a few.
Imperm!
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna target to negate your Abyss Teus.
All right, Abyss Teus is not gonna get to search, but Abyss Gun will at least be able to summon Abyss Rhyme. I'll use Area the Water Charmer. I
What?
can discard this and another water monster to add a water monster from my deck to my hand that's got an equal or higher level than the other discarded monster.
Oh, I did not see this
So
coming.
let's discard Atlantean Heavy Infantry, and that's gonna let me grab Poseidra the Storming Atlantean. Atlantean Heavy Infantry will activate. It lets me target one of your face-up cards and destroy it. So the card I'll target and destroy is gonna be Fire King Sanctuary.
Goodbye, Sanctuary.
Okay, I'm gonna send Mulan Glacia from my hand to the graveyard to special summon Poseidra the Storming Atlantean. And when it's special summoned, I can send an Atlantean or a Mermail monster from my deck to the graveyard and target a card you control and return it to the hand. Let's send one first. Atlantean Dragoons.
I bet you want to target this tanky.
I'll target Garunix Eternity, return it to your hand.
Well, I'm gonna chain my Fire King High Avatar, Kieran. So I can destroy one of my Fire Kings and special summon it from my hand. I'll destroy the Hyang and summon my Kieran. New chain.
Yeah, so Atlantean Dragoons will be Chain Link 1. Since it was sent to activate a water monster's effect, I'm gonna get to search for a Sea Serpent.
And my Hyung is chain link 2. Because it was destroyed, it can summon as many Fire Kings as it had materials, and it had 2. My High Avatar Garunix and my Rangbali.
Dragoons is gonna search. We'll grab Mermail Abyss Megalo. We'll overlay Poseidra and Mermail Abyss Teus to make Abyss Strike the Atlantean Spirit. So it's got a couple of effects. My water monsters gain 300 attack and defense for each material that's attached to it. So currently they're gaining 600.
Wow, that means she has 1900 defense. Whoa!
Actually, it means she has 2200.
2200
But none of this
defense.
matters because this thing's not going to be around for much longer. If this card's Xyz summoned, I can target a level 7 or lower fish, sea serpent, or aqua in my grave and special summon it. Mermail Shadow Squad. I'm also going to activate this effect. I'll detach a material from it, and I can set an Abyss spell or trap, actually just a trap, from my deck. So I'll detach Poseidra, Abyss Steam, and now it's finally time to show one of
Enter
my
battle?
most powerful, oh you wish. Show one of my most powerful monsters. Link summon with Mermail Shadow Squad and Abyss Shrine, the Atlantean Spirit. Marincess Coral Anemone.
This is one of your most powerful cards?
It's getting there, be patient.
Oh, okay.
I can target a water monster with 1500 or less attack in my graveyard and special summon it to the zone that this points to. I'm gonna target Mermail Shadow Squad again. And now I can link these two monsters. Say hello to Neptabyss, the Mermail King. It's a link 3 monster and it says that you can't target any water monsters that this card points to with card effects. Also, if I use a water monster and send it to the grave to activate an effect, I can take an Abyss equip spell from my deck or grave and add it to my hand or equip it to him. You might notice that right now he's not pointing to anything.
He's not.
But let's change that by taking Abyss
You can't
Strike
just move your card. You can't just switch zones.
and overlaying Poseidra Abyss.
That does let you switch zones.
Once per turn, I can detach 2 materials from it, send a water monster from my hand or deck to the graveyard, and return up to 3 cards you control to the hand. Detach 2 materials from him, and I'm gonna send Atlantean Dragoons from my deck to the graveyard, and now I'm gonna get to return up to 3 cards you control to the hand. Garunix, Ponix, and Kieran. because they've both used their effects this turn. That's not all though. In a new chain, Neptibus is going to activate its effect. Since I sent a water monster to the graveyard to activate a card or effect, I can take an Abyss equip spell from my deck or grave and either add it to my hand or equip it to him. And Atlantean Dragoons was sent to use a water monster's effect. It's only like the 4th time this turn or something, so I'm gonna get a Sea Serpent monster from my deck to my hand. First, we're gonna use him to get Atlantean Heavy Infantry, and then Neptibus will grab Abyss Sting Triana. I'm gonna use Neptibus and attack Fire King Avatar Rangbali.
My Rangbali is destroyed. Shame, I haven't used my Sacred Fire King Garunix, and you just destroyed my Rangbali by battle, so it can special summon itself and activate its effect. It will destroy a Fire King monster from my field, hand, or deck. I'm destroying the Fire King High Avatar Kieran from my deck, and he's gonna gain half that Kieran's attack, so he's 3,900. And in a new chain, Kieran activates. It will special summon a Fire King monster from my graveyard and destroy a card on your field. My Fire King Courtier, and I'm going to destroy Poseidra, or whatever his name is.
Poseidra Abyss, the
Yes.
Atlantean
I want
Dragon
all the
Lord.
smoke. And now Ocanis can activate. When she's no more special summoned, I can destroy
Well, first, I gotta use his effect. It is my
that's
turn
right.
after all.
You get to be Chain Link
Since
1.
he was destroyed and sent to the graveyard, I can discard a card to the grave and summon 3 level 3 or lower fish, sea serpent, and or aqua monsters from my hand and or GY.
And Ocanis can destroy another fire monster. I believe I can do it in my hand, right? In my hand or field, and add a fire beast warrior winged beast monster.
I am going to discard my card for a cost. It'll be Atlantean Heavy Infantry.
And I'll resolve first. I'll destroy this Garunix in my hand, and I get a search. We'll add the Arvada to my hand.
Well then, I get to summon 3 level 3 or lower fish, sea serpent, and or aqua monsters. Atlantean Heavy Infantry, Abyss Rhine, the Atlantean Spirit, Mermail Shadow Squad. In a new chain, Atlantean Heavy Infantry will also activate. It's going to target and destroy...
I thought I got that effect when it was sent.
Yeah, this one was sent.
Oh, I'm looking.
There's 2, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna destroy Fire King Island.
Ooh.
Or at least that's what I'll be targeting.
That'll destroy my island. And then my island activates to destroy all my monsters.
A new chain. Abyss Rhine, the Atlantean Spirit's gonna attack you directly for 1,600. Okay, unfortunately we're gonna have to go to main phase 2. Let's overlay Mermail Shadow Squad and Abyss Rhine for Le Virtue Dragon. So when it's special summon, I can add a Virtue Stream from my deck to my hand. I'll use that effect. Yeah, it's gonna get my Virtue Stream trap card. It lets me target a fish, sea serpent, or aqua that I control, and 2 cards you control and destroy them. Next, I will activate its other effect. I can detach a material from a monster I control and then add a fish, sea serpent, or aqua from my graveyard to my hand, except of course Le Virtue Dragon. I'm going to just go ahead and detach Abyss Shrine. I'll get my Atlantean Heavy Infantry. Then we'll link summon again with Atlantean Heavy Infantry and Le Virtue Dragon. Mermail Abyssalacia. Cards it points to gain 500 attack and defense. Can't really be pointing to anything right here. But during your turn, I can send a monster, or card actually, from my hand to the grave to add a Mermail from my deck to my hand. Now I'm going to set 2 cards face down and end my turn.
Draw! Entering standby phase. Garunix was destroyed by a card effect last turn, which means it special summons. And when it summons itself by its own effect, it will destroy all other monsters on the field.
Well, I'm gonna have to unfortunately stop that by activating my own infinite impermanence. I'll target Fire King High Avatar Garunix.
Did you just douse water on my chicken?
I doused something on it.
Disrespectful.
Whatever infinite impermanence is.
I will chain Fire King Skyburn. So my Skyburn will let me target a number of Fire King monsters and cards you control and destroy them. I'm targeting my Garunix and your face down card.
Yeah, that'll have to be fine. That's my Virtue Stream.
I'll destroy my Garunix.
And that's also going to dodge infinite impermanence too.
And now Garunix destroys all other monsters.
Well, Mermail King Neptibus and Abyssalacia are unfortunately both going to be destroyed. However, Mermail King Neptibus at least does have an effect.
And I have effects.
Yeah, so yours will be going first.
So my Chain Link 1 will be my Sacred Fire King Garunix. It can summon itself. And my Chain Link 2 will be my legendary Fire King Ponix, who can summon itself.
And then for me, Chain Link 3 is going to be Mermail Abyssalacia. Since it was destroyed by an opponent's attack or card effect, I can send a water monster from my deck to the graveyard to target a water monster in my graveyard and summon it in defense position. And then, as Chain Link 4, Mermail King Neptibus. Since it was destroyed by an opponent's card, I can add an Atlantean or Mermail from my deck to my hand. So first I'm sending my monster for Abyssalacia's effect. Almost forgot about that. my Mermail Shadow Squad, and then the card that I'll be targeting in my grave to summon back, it'll be Poseidra the Storming Atlantean. So that's gonna be my target, and then of course Neptibus will search. Any more chains to add on? All right, Neptibus is gonna add an Atlantean or Mermail monster from deck to hand. I'll get Poseidra the Storming Atlantean from my deck to my hand, then she's going to summon back Poseidra the Storming Atlantean to the field. And now your chain resolves.
Chain Link 2, Legendary Fire King Ponix will summon itself to the field. And then Chain Link 1, my Sacred Fire King Garunix will summon itself.
And now, in a new chain.
New chain, I'll start.
It's your turn, so we've got a couple of things.
Ponix will activate as Chain Link 1 to search for a Fire King spell or trap. And then Garunix will activate as Chain Link 2 to destroy a Fire King from field, hand, or deck.
Then for me, Mermail Shadow Squad will activate. Since it was sent to activate a water monster's effect, I can summon a level 4 or lower Atlantean or water monster from my deck. I'll also chain Poseidra the Storming Atlantean's effect. Since it was summoned, I can send an Atlantean or Mermail from my deck to the grave and target a card you control and return it to the hand. So let's send, I'll send Neptibus, the Atlantean Prince. And the card I'm going to target will be Sacred Fire King Garunix. So he's gonna get returned to your hand.
Oh, okay.
So he's gonna bounce that, then my Shadow Squad's gonna summon, and then your effects will also resolve. It's crazy too, because we're in the standby phase.
Yeah, we're not even in the main phase. Believe me, I know we're not in the main phase. Yeah, that's gonna have to be fine.
All right, so he'll get returned, and Shadow Squad will summon Mermail Abyss Pike to the field in defense position.
Now Ponix will search for a Fire King spell or trap. Let's get...
We're using these cards. We're having a what is this? High tide on Fire King Island.
That's exactly what's happening.
Yeah, this is crazy. I'm having fun. Are y'all having fun? I think if you're watching this point, you can't deny it's fun. Like, I know like someone's like, oh my God.
I'm circle of the Fire Kings.
Yeah, Fire King Circle, okay. I know someone's like, oh my God, they like messed up here, here, and here. Yeah, but listen, we're having a good time.
That's all that matters.
There's a lot of effects going off.
And now I can destroy a Fire King from field, hand, or deck.
We'll make it out of this standby phase eventually.
Fire King High Avatar Kirin. And then a new chain, Kirin's effect. It will special summon a Fire King and destroy a card on your field.
I'll also activate the effect of Mermail Abyss Pike and Neptibus, the Atlantean Prince. So Mermail Abyss Pike has to discard a card, Atlantean Heavy Infantry, and Neptibus will also target an Atlantean monster in my grave, my Abyss Shrine, the Atlantean Spirit. Abyss Shrine gets special summoned to the field. Mermail Abyss Pike will get a level 3 monster, Abyss Shrine, the Atlantean Spirit, and now you.
We'll special summon my Fire King High Avatar Garunix, and I'll destroy Poseidra.
All right, new chain, anything you got?
I got nothing.
Atlantean Heavy Infantry will activate since it was sent for a water monster's effect. I can target a card and destroy it. So we'll target Fire King High Avatar Garunix.
I'll banish my Skyburn from the grave so it's not destroyed.
All right, looks like you've made it out of the standby phase, Duelist.
By the skin of, I have to decide to move to the main phase, sir. I'd like to enter the main phase now. I'll normal summon, who feels very late at this point, Fire King Avatar Arvada, and I'll activate Fire King Sanctuary. I get to place a Fire King Island unless you got some.
I don't think I've got anything.
All right. I'll activate my Fire King Island. I'm gonna destroy a Fire King to add a Fire King to my hand. I'll destroy Ponix. Fire King Avatar Rangbali. Now, Rangbali did actually see that Ponix get destroyed, so it can use its effect to special summon itself.
All right, I'll activate my Abyss Steam in response.
Wow.
I can draw cards equal to a number of different monster types that are fish, sea serpent, or aqua.
Now, you know I wanted to negate that. That's
so that's one of the few things you'll get a chance to negate, so.
Well, it's too late.
We're going to draw 2 cards, draw 1 and 2.
And now I summon Rangbali. My Rangbali will attack your Abyss Pike. My Arvada will attack Abyss Spirit. And Garunix will attack you directly for 2,700. I will set 1 card face down, link into my Hita the Fire Charmer, and then I'll link my Garunix and my Hita for the Promethean Princess, Bestower of Flames. And I'll use her effect. She'll special summon a fire monster from my grave. I'm also locked into fire, but I don't think that's a problem here. We'll summon my Kieran, and I'll pass there.
I'll draw for turn. Standby phase.
Got anything to activate?
I don't have anything.
I can activate my Ponix. It'll be added back to my hand.
I'm gonna go to my main phase then, Duelist.
That's the easiest main phase transition we've
Yeah,
had
last
yet.
turn it was not easy for a Duelist to get to the main phase, I can tell you that much. Let's normal summon Deep Sea Diva.
Ooh.
When it's normal summoned, I can special summon a level 3 or lower Sea Serpent monster from my deck.
You have any left?
I do. I'm gonna activate its effect. We'll special summon Neptibis.
I'm activating Circle of the Fire Kings. I'm going to target a fire monster I control and a fire monster in my graveyard, destroy the first target, and summon the second target. So I'm going to target my Promethean Princess and target my Fire King High Avatar Garunix. So Promethean Princess is destroyed and Garunix hits the field. I will activate my Ponix in hand, special summon, and then I can use this effect to search for a Fire King spell or trap.
Well, I got to my main phase, now I gotta fight to get to an open game state.
I'll add my Fire King Skyburn to hand.
I'll activate Neptibis' effect. Send an Atlantean from my deck to the graveyard.
That deck looking
One of the
thin.
few I've got left. And it'll add an Atlantean from deck to hand. We'll send a Bishrine and grab Poseidra, the Storming Atlantean. We'll activate Abyssrine, the Atlantean Spirit. So I contribute this from my hand and a water monster from my field to summon a level 7 monster from my deck, or add it to my hand. Summoning Mermail Atlanteans. Neptibis, the Atlantean Prince, will be activating to target a monster in my graveyard and special summon it. Target my Mermail Shadow Squad.
I will, because you did special summon a monster, I'll activate Promethean Princess in grave.
Oh yeah, okay.
So I'm going to target a fire monster I control and a monster you control, destroy them, and then special summon it to the field. I'm targeting my Kieran and I'll target Kieran and Teus.
That's unfortunate, but okay.
Kieran is destroyed, so
Teus
is
is destroyed.
And the Promethean Princess once again graces us with her presence.
And Shadow Squad gets summoned to the field.
I get a new chain, Kieran effect. It can special summon one from my grave and destroy a card on the field. And my second will be my Sacred Fire King Garunix. So Garunix will summon itself, and Kieran will special summon my Fire King avatar Arvada. I'll destroy your Shadow Scouts. Garunix effect. I can destroy one from field, hand, or deck. I'll destroy my Barong, and Garunix will gain half that, so that's 900. So it will be 3600.
Okay. Poseidra, the Storming Atlantean. I'll send Deep Sea Diva from the field to activate its effect. It's going to summon itself.
I will respond with Avatar Arvada. I can destroy another fire monster and negate it.
I'll chain to that my Infinite Impermanence. Since I don't have any monsters on the field, or actually any cards on the field, I can activate it from my hand and will target Fire King Avatar Arvada.
And I'll chain my Kieran in hand, targeting my Arvada to destroy it and special summon the Kieran.
Unfortunate, but it's okay.
And then my negate goes through with Arvada.
Okay.
It'll destroy the Ponix.
And my card doesn't get to summon. A little rude, I would say. I'll activate the effect of Mermail Abyss Megalo. I'm going to use this effect by discarding 2 water monsters, Mermail Abyss Pike and Poseidra the Storming Atlantean. It'll summon itself from the hand. I'll summon Mermail Abyss Megalo, and I'll activate its effect to add an Abyss spell or trap from my deck to the hand. I'll get Abyss Scale of the Mizuchi. I'll activate Abyss Scale of the Mizuchi, and I'm going to equip it to Mermail Abyss Megalo. So it gives it 800 attack, and when a spell gets activated, it will negate that effect, then send itself to the graveyard. Next, we'll activate this, Abyss Sting Triana. So it special summons an Atlantean or a Mermail monster from my hand or graveyard, and then it'll equip itself to that card. It'll be Poseidra the Storming Atlantean. When it's summoned, I'm going to activate its effect. I can send an Atlantean or a Mermail from my deck to the grave to target a card you control and return it to the hand. Mermail Abyss Teus. And we're going to target Sacred Fire King Garunix, I'm thinking. Feels like a good
Target
pick.
to bounce Garunix.
Yeah, Garunix going to be getting bounced. We'll attack with Mermail Abyss Megalo on... I'll attack Promethean Princess. And Poseidra is going to attack Kieran. Pass back to you.
Draw for turn. Standby phase. Barong was destroyed last turn, and so was Ponix. Ponix will add itself to my hand, and Barong will actually search for a Fire King card. We'll do chain links, 1 for Ponix, 2 for Barong.
Sounds good to me, Duelist.
All right, Barong will search. I'll get my Circle of the Fire Kings, and then add Ponix. I'll activate my Fire King Island.
That's fine. This only negates a spell effect that gets activated.
Oh, okay, so it doesn't activate on the activation.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. Then I'll activate Fire King Island's effect.
Yeah.
It did get sent from field to grave.
Destroy all your monsters, and mine also won't negate that because it has to be a spell effect that activates on your side of the field.
Oh, come on, man. And I'll activate my Fire King Island's effect.
All right, so my Abyss Guild and Mizuchi will go to the graveyard and negate Fire King Island's effect. It does keep it on the field though.
Okay, cool. I'll normal summon Fire King Courtier Volcanics and activate the effect on summon to destroy another Fire King monster from my field or hand to search. I'll destroy from my hand my legendary Fire King Ponix. For my Fire King avatar Rangbali. In a new chain, I'll activate my Sacred Fire King and my Rangbali in hand because they both saw that destruction. Chain links 1 and 2. Summon Rangbali, summon Sacred Fire King. And then in another new chain, Fire King Durinix activates to destroy a Fire King from hand, field, or deck. Let's destroy my Fire King avatar Arvada. So my Durinix will gain half its attack, so it gains 900. And then another chain, Arvada activates when it's destroyed. Yeah, I can target one of my Beast Warriors, or Winged Beast, special summon it, but its effects are negated this turn. Arvada's targeting my Kirin, special summon Kirin. I'll activate my Fire King Skyburn. I'm going to target my Volcanics and Rangbali to then destroy 2 of your cards. They are targetable, right?
They're targetable.
So I'm targeting both your monsters.
Mermail Abyss Megalo is destroyed, and Abyss Sting Trainer is going to use its effect to send itself to protect Poseidra. All right, well, in a new chain, I'm going to finally actually use the trap I probably should have used last turn, to be completely honest. Abyss Steam. Since a face-up water monster was destroyed by battle or card effect, I can banish this from my graveyard and add a Mermail monster from my grave, or banishment to my hand. I'll get Mermail Abyss Gun back to my hand.
My Garunix gained 900 earlier.
It did.
So it's 3,600. It's going to attack your Poseidra. Then my Kirin will attack for 2,400. Then I'll activate Circle of the Fire Kings.
Ooh, brutal.
Target the Kirin, target the old Garunix in my grave, wherever he is, destroy. Old Garunix hits the field at 2,700, still in the battle phase. So it'll attack you directly for game.
You wish it was that easy. I'm going to activate an effect in my graveyard. I'll activate Abyss Rhine. During your turn, I can banish this from my graveyard and discard a card to the graveyard, and I'll draw 1 card. So first, let's banish Abyss Rhine and then discard 1 card.
I don't see. Oh, you're gonna discard something that stops me.
I'll discard Mermail Abyss Gun, and I get to draw 1. Not only that, Mermail Abyss Gun is going to activate in a new chain and special summon a Mermail monster from my graveyard. Mermail Abyssalacia.
Well, you summoned a monster, or special summoned a monster, so I'm using my Fire King Sanctuary.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I'm gonna perform an Xyz summon. Welcome back, my Garunix Eternity, Hayang of the Fire Kings. Now, I can activate my Attorney's effect to destroy all other monsters on the field.
Ooh, that would maybe be trouble unless I use this trap card in my graveyard. I'll activate Virtue Stream's effect. I can banish it from my graveyard, target a face-up monster in the field. If it's a water monster, then the next time it would be destroyed by a card effect this turn, it's not destroyed. So let's banish Virtue Stream and target Abyssalacia.
Then my Garunix Eternity, it can still attack. I'll attack your Abyssalacia.
She'll be destroyed, and I'm going to use Abyssalacia's effect. If it gets destroyed by an opponent's attack or card effect, I can send a water monster from my deck to the graveyard, target a water monster in my graveyard, and summon it in defense position. We'll send Atlantean Marksman to the grave. I wish you had a set card for me to destroy with it, but you don't. And I get to summon Mermail King Neptibus to the field. Since it's summoned in the damage step, you can't use your Promethean Princess's effect right now.
I'll go to main phase 2. I'll activate my Hayang's other ability. I can detach a material from it and destroy a spell or trap card on the field. So I'm going to detach my Garunix and destroy my Fire King Island.
Ah, okay, I see what's going on. I don't have anything I can do about that, so.
All right, my island is destroyed. It gains 500 attack, but more importantly, Fire King Island activates and destroys all the monsters I control. It destroys my Hayang, and now Hayang can use its effect. It can special summon monsters or Fire King monsters up to the number of materials it had. It had 1, so I'll special summon my Fire King High Avatar Kirin. And I'll end my turn.
All comes down to this.
Yep.
It's probably gonna be my last turn, so I'm gonna draw. Standby phase.
My Ponix can be added back to my hand.
I'll activate Abyss Sting Triana in my graveyard. I can banish it to target up to 3 of my fish, sea serpent, and or aqua monsters that are banished or in my graveyard and shuffle them into my deck. Neptibus, Abyss Rhine, and Mermail Atlanteans will be shuffled back into my deck. All right, I either did the right thing in my head or I completely botched it. Let's find out which. Normal summon Deep Sea Diva. I'll activate its effect. It'll special summon a level 3 or lower sea serpent from my deck. Neptibus, the Atlantean Prince.
I'll activate Promethean Princess in my graveyard. I'm going to target my Kieran and your Neptibus. Kieran is destroyed.
Neptibus is destroyed.
Princess is back. Now, new chain. Because Kieran was destroyed, it can activate its effect as Chainlink 1. But one of my fire monsters was destroyed, so I can activate Ponix as Chainlink 2. Actually, I won't make that Chainlink 2. I'll actually make my Sacred Fire King Garunix Chainlink 2, and then Ponix will be Chainlink 3. Ponix hits the field, so does Garunix, and now Kieran effect. Kieran will special summon my Arvada, and it will I'll destroy Neptibus.
Neptibus is destroyed. I'll activate Neptibus's effect. Since he was destroyed, I do get to add an Atlantean or Mermail.
What did I forget? I'll activate my Garunix and Ponix effects to destroy one on hand, field, or deck, and to search for a Fire King spell or trap. My Garunix will destroy Arvada. It's gonna gain half of Arvada's attack, so it gains 900, and Ponix will search for my Fire King Skyburn.
And now Neptibus will search my deck for an Atlantean or Mermail monster. Abyss Rhine, the Atlantean Spirit.
Arvada effect, I can special summon a Fire King monster from my graveyard, but its effects are negated. I'll summon Kieran to the field.
Triple Tactics Talent.
Wow.
Since you've activated a monster effect this turn, I can use one of the following effects. I can either draw 2 cards, take control of a monster you control into the end phase, or look at your hand, choose 1 card from it, and shuffle it into the deck.
Draw 2, draw 2, draw 2.
I'm gonna take control of one of your monsters.
So lame.
All right, when it resolves, we'll be taking Sacred Fire King Garunix. I'll use the effect of Abyss Rhine, the Atlantean Spirit. We're gonna send Deep Sea Diva to the graveyard and itself to summon a level 7 monster from my deck. It'll be Mermail Atlanteans. I'll use Poseidra's effect. I'll send my Mermail Shadow Squad to the grave to special summon Poseidra, the Storming Atlantean. Unfortunately, Shadow Squad does not have any more targets in my deck to summon, which would have been my best play here, but unfortunately, didn't work out. We'll overlay Abyss Teus and Poseidra for Abyss Trite, so she'll get summoned, and I'll use her effect and I'll target one. Poseidra, the Storming Atlantean, will be who I summon. And then finally, we'll overlay Poseidra Abyss, the Atlantean Dragon Lord on top. Poseidra will attack Ponix.
My Ponix is destroyed.
Garunix will attack Promethean Princess with 3,600. Poseidra will attack Kieran. We'll link all 3 off for the unfortunate Mermail King Neptibus. I gotta pass my turn.
Draw for turn. Standby phase. My Ponix can return to my hand. Normal summon Ponix and activate its effect. I'll add my Echelon of the Fire Kings. Next, I will activate Dark Hole.
That's a card.
I'll destroy all monsters on the field. As turn player, I get to start the chain. Garunix. And Garunix summons itself and uses its effect. We'll destroy the Volcanics. It gains half that to be team 400. Doesn't really need that much, but I'll enter battle. Garunix attacks for game.
These decks really, I feel like they keep the pressure up on each other so much.
Every turn, someone could just flat out die. Like
All right, here, we'll quickly show you guys the deck, since I know a lot of people often ask at the end.
I mean, there's not much impressive about this deck. If it's the structure deck with like 2 cards.
Yeah, with a couple cards added in. I definitely think that these 2 decks were a lot of fun though. I hope you guys really enjoyed this game. We probably made like a billion errors, we know, calm down.
We tried.
Yeah, but there's just so many chains and so many effects, it's a lot to keep up with.
We haven't won a YCS.
Yeah, I think in our defense, ultimately, we had fun, and hopefully you guys did too, because I think this was definitely a high octane game. Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Is kind of hard to it's hard to do videos on. You gotta remember a lot of stuff. In our testing, we did, I know someone's probably gonna ask this, so I'll link them to watch the full video. We did try out using the Ambler Whale and stuff in the Fire King's extra deck, but we kind of found that like tips the scales a little bit too much in Fire King's favor, since it's already like Fire King's is arguably the better deck. So we figured, okay, we need to probably try to keep this feeling a little more fair. These cards I'm showing here are probably in multiples, but like I'm just sort of like putting them at just like one of them on the mat because, you know, trying to keep it visible.
Though I do think Promethean Princess ended up being very important to my success.
Yeah, for sure. When she comes out, it just suddenly gets so much harder to play because like she's always gonna pop something. She's always gonna trigger a Fire King. She's gonna disrupt me. So these are the decks we use. People always ask, we can skip to the very end of the video if you want to see the deck list. They're nothing special. We kept them pure. We kept them pretty on theme.
These aren't expensive.
Yeah, they're not terribly expensive, and I have multiples of all these. I just can't fit them on the thing. But yeah, that's it. We had a fun time with this duel. It definitely took us a while.
This was long, yo.
And it was only one game, but it was fun. Hope you guys enjoyed this very lore-based match.
I mean,
Check out.
I don't know who won. I don't know who won the battle in the lore of Yu-Gi-Oh. Mermail has to win at the end. Because, like, you know, you can't really beat the ocean. The Fire King Island is an island.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. Which one do you guys think, like, in the lore won? I guess it's actually probably a right answer. But anyway, cool. Check out our other theme duels. We've played against a few other decks with Fire Kings, like Blue Eyes. That one was also a slog.
Yeah.
But I think this one was a little bit more clean and entertaining. All right, that's going to be it. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Pass turn.